Welcome to the Human School Podcast. We're your host, Carlos Whittaker. Is somewhere that you probably would never imagine I would want to be. If you're watching on Spotify or YouTube, you see me walking through what seems like a desert. Because actually, that's where I'm at. And I'm having to look past every single thing that I'm walking by just to make sure that it's not going to stab me or kill me. Yeah, your boy's coming at you from the middle of not the middle, but from the Arizona desert. It's about 100 degrees out here. And if you know me, and if you know my wife, you know that we are mountain people. We are flannel, hoodie, fire pit, mountain peaks, Jeeps, grizzly bears. It's our vibe. I am currently walking on a trail in the middle of somewhere outside of Tucson, Arizona. And what I'd like to let you know is I'm accidentally thriving. It's 100 degrees in Nashville right now, and it's 100 degrees here. But there's a difference, right? Like in Nashville, look at this. Look at this cactus. Can we appreciate this cactus together? Hi. Look how gigantic this cactus is. Back to my thoughts. You know, it's 100 degrees in Nashville right now, but also 100% humidity. There's hardly any humidity here. And I think Heather and I, we're just kind of surprised as to the fact that we are feeling like we're thriving in 100 degrees. And how could we possibly be mountain people that love 60 degrees in a hoodie, yet be in the middle of a desert thriving? It doesn't make sense. Now, before you, again, think that I've lost my mind, it did get me thinking about some things. I have to be very careful. I'm trying to read my notes while I'm trying to not get poked by all the cactuses around me as I'm walking. I mean, look how beautiful this is. You guys, if you're just listening on audio, you're going to have to go to YouTube to see just the beauty of these cacti, which I think it's cacti, not cactuses. Okay, now I'm getting a little far away from the hotel or from the inn. I don't want to step on a rattlesnake. But again, it got me thinking, what if everything we've been taught about the desert, everything we've been taught about being spiritually dry, or you don't have to say spiritually, just being dry, what if it's wrong? I went back to one of my old, I'm trying to find, I thought there was a bench out here. Just can't seem to find it. I went back to one of my old books, Enter Wild. And, that book I divided into 3 sections: Enter Rest, Enter War, and Enter Wild. And in it, there's a couple verses in Isaiah about the the Israelites, stumbling through the desert for 40 years. And I have to really be careful as I walk through here. That looks like that hurts. Okay. And it just got me thinking when I was thinking back to the book, what if these dry places in our lives isn't necessarily something that we have to survive, but it's actually something sacred. So today's lesson, I think, is going to be about dryness. Today's lesson is going to be about the desert, maybe a place of becoming, maybe a place that we don't need to avoid. Something that I wrote back in Enter Wild was this. I wrote, maturity comes in the desert. And we can only do so much in our own strength to set ourselves up for wild. There's something about the desert, like literal desert that I'm in right now, and I'm actually lost. I don't know my way back. And spiritual desert that really strips everything down, right? Like the noise stops, distractions go away. I mean, I can't hear a thing. And I look at like all these cacti and I think to myself, how are they still alive? What's their purpose? I mean, they're beautiful. But why would God create a place like this if we think it's just supposed to continue to be abandoned? I don't think so. I think maybe we were made to be and to thrive even inside of deserts. I love it. I never thought that I would love the desert. And here I am. Like, when you start thinking about, I think all the stories in scripture, right? Jesus in the desert, Moses in the desert. Like, were they dodging cacti like I am right now? I mean, if you think about it, John the Baptist, like thrived in the desert. Now, I know not everybody here reads the Bible, but think about it. How about you? Are you in a desert right now? If you're in a desert, I feel like spiritually we've always been told that it's a negative thing. But what if you're supposed to be there? What if this desert is actually a place for you to realize, kind of like I am right now, that this may be something that is good for you? We avoid the desert because it feels stripped. It feels quiet. It feels unproductive. And I mean, honestly, you kind of hate it. Isaiah 43 says, I will make a pathway through the wilderness. I will create rivers in dry wasteland. Yes, I will make rivers in the wasteland so my chosen people can be refreshed. God did not avoid the desert. He meets us in it. I don't think he meets us in it to punish us, but I think he meets us in it to prepare us. So think about this. Okay. If you find yourself in the desert, this isn't somewhere that you aren't supposed to be. The desert is not always a negative thing. When I was living with the monks at Valiermo at St. Andrew's Abbey, this is where they live, like there is something, I think, uniquely spiritual about dryness in the desert. There's something beautiful. The wind is blowing, like the difference in temperature from when the wind doesn't blow and the sun is beating on me. Right now, it's 102 degrees here. The difference with when the wind is blowing, oh my gosh, I gotta be careful here. Don't stab me. And when it's not blowing, I feel like it's a 20-degree difference. Now, typical children's vitamins are basically candy in disguise. Y'all know that, filled with 2 teaspoons of sugar, unhealthy chemicals, and other gummy junk that our kids should never eat. That's why Hiya created a super-powered chewable vitamin. That's right. It tastes good and it's perfect for y'all's picky eaters. I've been shipping my AquaTrue vitamins to my brother and his kids love them. It's formulated with the help of pediatricians and nutritional experts. Hiya is pressed with a blend of 12 organic fruits and veggies, and then supercharged with 15 essential vitamins and minerals, including vitamin D, B12, C, zinc, folate, and many, many more. It's also vegan, dairy-free, allergy-free, gelatin-free, nut-free, and all the other free that you need. Every single batch is third-party tested for heavy metals, and so I need to let you know these things are the truth. Now, here's something else you may be battling. Are you tired of battling with your kids to eat their greens? Hiya now has Kids Daily Greens plus Superfoods, a chocolate-flavored greens powder designed specifically for kids, packed with 55 whole food ingredients to support brain power, development, and digestion. All you gotta do is take a scoop, shake it up, sip it with milk or any non-dairy beverage for a delicious and nutritious boost your kids will actually enjoy. We have worked out a special deal with Hiya for their best-selling children's vitamin. Receive 50% off your first order. To claim this deal, you got to go to hiyahealth.com/humanhope. This deal is not available on their regular website. Go to hiyahealth.com/humanhope and get your kids the full body nourishment they need to grow into healthy adults. I think there's just something amazing about it. I think of, oh, shoot. He got me. I finally got. Hold on, how do I fix this? You know what? I said pause, but I'm going to keep rolling. I think there's a lesson here. There's a lesson here in not getting too comfortable with the new thing. Oh, man, that hurt so bad. Shoot. I am just out here talking like I own the place, walking around like there's nothing dangerous in it. And if you can see, I got, this thing went deep. Oh, shoot. I don't know how to get it off. Oh, God, there's another one back there. I just don't want to get re-stabbed. Where's the lesson now, Carlos? The lesson is when you're in a new, for me, when I'm in a new place that is unknown, but suddenly I'm enjoying it, that doesn't mean that I can let my guard down, which I was completely. I let my guard down and I stepped on a really sharp, and I can't get it out of my shoe, but it's kind of halfway in my. Oh my gosh. What is the lesson, guys? What is the lesson here? Am I making it worse? Yeah, I got it off. Okay. I don't know if this is going to be editable or not. But that freaking hurts so bad. I gotta try to make it back. Okay, so this is how hot it is. I'm gonna keep recording here. It's so hot that my camera keeps dying. This has never happened before. It records for like 2 minutes, and then it says internal temperature has reached maximum whatever, and it shuts off. My camera won't even stay on because it's so hot. But what I was saying is, like, when the temperature actually, or when the wind begins to blow, the temperature goes down. Bro, if there's not something spiritual about that, I don't know what is. When I say that Heather and I are accidentally thriving out here, what I mean is that we didn't expect this, okay? We didn't plan for it. We just showed up, and literally the desert began to do its work in us. So I think quite simply, that's what I want to leave you with today. Carlos, walking through the desert. I'm actually going to take a photo of myself now with my phone and my dead camera. Can you hear the owl? That we can put for the rest of the podcast up so you know that I'm alive and making it back to the inn. But that's what I want to leave you with today. Like, you don't have to be like blooming in rain-soaked spring in order to be thriving. You could be in a desert, right? You don't have to be crushing to be growing. You could be in a desert, right? Sometimes thriving feels like staying grounded, looks like staying grounded. Sometimes thriving looks like just breathing deeper. Sometimes thriving looks like walking slower, So maybe, just maybe, thriving looks like finally being still enough in the desert to turn and say, you know what? I'm here and I'm supposed to be here. It's okay. Some of the richest moments of my life literally have happened in the driest seasons. Again, not because they were fun, but because they were formational. So I just want to say to somebody that's listening, this is a quick podcast. You're not failing. You're forming, right? You're not dying. You're deepening. You're not lost. Quite possibly, you're being led into this desert. So I wrote I'm feeling like Brad, my editor, needs to put some blessing music behind this. And I wrote this for you. So if this helps, and I hope it does, play it over and over. May you stop waiting for rescue and start looking for rivers. May your silence be sacred, your stillness be enough. May the heat refine you and not destroy you. May the dryness teach you what matters when rain finally comes. And may you find in the middle of the driest wilderness that God still knows how to make a way. Guys, you don't have to escape the dry places. I think you just have to stay curious inside of them. There are so many beautiful, beautiful things I'm learning about the desert. We're going to be here a few more days. And I love it. And I didn't know I loved it. That's crazy, right? Because we're still curious and we're still learning. So I won't see you guys next week on another episode of Human School because we're taking off the month of July. And there's a whole bunch of things that are shifting in the stuff I have being prepared for you. And I honestly think that God's richest season for me is the one that is right on the other side of what has been the driest and hottest and hardest season I've ever been through. But I look back and I think, no, I'm not drowning. I'm actually thriving. I just didn't know it until I finally learned to enjoy the desert. Hey, see you next week on another episode of Human School.